All right. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to today's live. I'm going to be talking about clarity, momentum, and a little bit of purpose on this live jam session. By the way, I'm Coach K, Camille Rose Taylor, founder of The Ultimate Life. I'm a peak performance mindset coach. I'm stoked. If you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. If you are a follower, a fan, if you've been with me for a minute, come on in and feel free to chat. So we're going to get started in just about 30 seconds here. So get situated, grab a notebook, grab your coffee, your protein shake, whatever you need to do. I'm going to go live on Instagram as well. So let me adjust my microphone. Let me see here. Make sure we can. All right. All right, y'all. What's up, Instagram? If you want to catch the full thing, I am on YouTube. Let's see if this microphone will actually cooperate with me. I don't know if it will. We're going to find out. So cool. All right, y'all. All right, YouTube. Let's get started. So today we are going to jam on clarity and momentum and how these two things are so vital in helping you push past anything that is blocking you. Now, once a month, I get together with my good friend Joshua Smith. So he's a top real estate coach, top host of a real estate podcast called GSD Mode. And in his mastermind, I do a once a month peak performance mindset coaching session for his people, all high performers, high achievers. And this particular month, I felt really called to talk about how to get extreme clarity and build momentum so you can push past what is often blocking you. So I often get asked, what is a peak performance coach? What do you do? And my specialty is on your psychology. So I really break down the psychology of you as a leader. I look at how can we get you to accomplish these 10x life size incredible visions that you have for your business and your life, but also without sacrificing your faith, your family, your values, which means I need to really look at you, how you think. And so as a peak performance coach, yes, I'm there to get you to peak performance states in different aspects of your life, whatever that looks like for you. But we start here. And this place, as you know, the psychology is often what gets in the people's way before anything else. It's rarely a lack of strategy. It's rarely a lack of tactics, because real talk, you could Google or chat GPT everything that people tell you on YouTube, on shorts, on TikTok, on Instagram. It's not without strategy. You want to make more money in your particular industry, there's a strategy for that. There's a blueprint for that. You want to lose weight and get to a particular body fat percentage, there's probably a very simple formula for that. But what gets in our way? Discipline, consistency, our commitment to the goal. And let's say it's not those things. Maybe there's a story that you tell yourself. Maybe there's a belief that you have. And so, what I've found in almost a decade that I've been doing this with high achievers and high performers is that there are patterns. And one of the key patterns in your psychology, if I could get to the roots of why you don't do what it is that you know you can do, what you're meant to do, what you'd love to do, is there's a lack of clarity. Because what I've found is that when someone is extremely clear, and when I say clarity, I'm talking about not only clear on their goals, they are very clear on why they are doing what they are doing. And not only are they clear on why they're doing what they're doing, because you might say, but I'm pretty clear about that, Coach K. I am doing this because I need to pay bills. I am doing this because I love my family. I'm doing this because I'm tired of being in debt. I'm doing this because I'm tired of being overweight. I'm doing this because I'm tired of being fill in the blank, or experiencing fill in the blank, or having fill in the blank. Or I'm doing this because I want, whatever that is. It's either you're avoiding pain or you're working towards pleasure. But regardless, there is probably a good, clear why there for some of you. And if that's the case, let's say you're still struggling to achieve that goal, to be consistent, to be committed, to be disciplined. The piece that goes even further behind that is the conviction. When a leader is clear why they're doing what they're doing, for what purpose, and they're convicted about it, meaning I feel very emotionally secure, strong, energized, grounded about this. Like that is very true for me, winning combination. So that's what I'm going to help you get to today is if you don't have that clear conviction, I want to give you a tool today that maybe you haven't really explored as much. You've been looking at your goals, you've been looking at certain metrics and numbers, you've been pushing yourself to certain levels. Maybe you're even watching all these other people do what they do and try to get inspiration from them. But there is one specific tool, one specific exercise that I went over this week with Josh's group that I get to do every single week with my mastermind that is going to be the ultimate game changer for you when you understand why this is so vital. So, if you're a note taker, I want you to just now on this blank sheet of paper that you've got, if you have one, and if not, just try to envision it in your mind. You're going to draw 4 circles in kind of a horizontal line. So, circle number 1, circle number 2, circle number 3, circle number 4. Okay. So, you've got these 4 circles. And on the very right circle, so if we're reading left to right, the last circle, the 4th circle, I want you to just below that write better results. Better results. So imagine that that's our end game. You want a better result in something, be it in your business, be it in your performance in work, be it in your health, be it in your marriage, be it in your faith life, whatever it is. You're looking for a better result. I want more joy, peace, financial freedom, etc. Right? There's a better result that you're going for. Now go to that little circle to the left of that one. So consider it the one right before it. And you're going to write underneath that circle, better action. Better action. And if you want, you can put a little arrow going from the left circle to the right circle. So basically what it looks like is if we're reverse engineering, getting to a better result, that means we got to take better action. All right, Coach K, simple enough, right? That's not earth shattering. You haven't said anything I don't already know. I know I need to take better action. I just don't know how. All right, give me a second here. We got 2 more circles, right? So the circle to the left of that, so you've got better result, better action. The circle to the left of that, right below it, I want you to write better thinking. Better thinking. So if you're on Instagram here, sorry for the mic. I know it's kind of silly looking, but hopefully you can hear me better. But you want to do better thinking on that one. Better thinking. And then, so now you know, all right, if I think differently, if I think better, then I'm likely going to take better action. And then I'm going to see a better result. But notice there's one more circle. So I think for the most part, people know that, all right, if I think differently, if I look at things a particular way, if I say positive things, all right, I just got to think better. But I don't even know how to think better. I don't know what to think about. There is one more step that I see that is so critical that most people miss out on. This is the one piece that I don't think people are telling you about purpose and clarity, but I see it as the linchpin, if you will. It is the thing, the 2 millimeter shift that when you get this, then a whole new world opens up to you for thinking, action, and results. And that very first circle is we have to begin with a better perspective. Before you can even think better, and so you could write that below that first circle, better perspective, we have to change the vantage point for which you're looking at that problem or that situation. And so what does it mean to have a better perspective? Well, we put on a different set of lenses. Maybe for a long time, you have been looking at your business through the lens of what you learned in 1995, through the lens of what you learned in 2000, through the lens of, well, I've been doing this for 20 years, Camille. I know what I'm doing. Okay. And is it still hitting for you? And if you're like, not the way that it used to, but it's because of these different things. Totally get that. Times change, but I want to invite you to possibly put down those old glasses of this is how I've been doing it for 15 years and pick up a new set of lenses that says, how is it done now? And how can I take the wisdom, the experience, the things that I have learned, the strengths and the skill sets that I do have from the past 15 years and bring it into today? I don't know. I don't mess with social media. I don't like that stuff. I don't know how to do all of this and that. That's okay. I'm not asking you to do all of those things. I'm just asking you to look at it from a different lens, a different perspective. Maybe your clients or your potential clients and potential customers want something different now than they wanted 15 years ago. So, something to think about is who or what is going to help me gain a better perspective. So the who is probably going to be the fastest, whether that's a good friend, a mentor, a colleague, a coach, a therapist. But the point of working with a who is so you get there much faster. Founder of Strategic Coach, Dan Sullivan. So he was a coach of mine for many years. He wrote a really great book called The Who, Not the How. And when he works with leaders who are scaling up their companies, he's always talking about don't get caught in the questioning of like, how do I do this? How do I do this? Because often the greatest leverage you have is asking, well, who? Who knows this better than I do? Who is better at this than I am? Who is an expert and can get me leverage faster if you're looking to save time, get a quicker result? Then let's figure out who is the right person you need to be speaking to. That's going to be the fastest way for you to shift perspective. Now, when I say who, I also want you to be discerning with who, because there's a lot of voices now that are coming at you through social media, through TikTok. Like everybody's an expert. You can afford a Rode microphone. You don't even need a Rode microphone. Just get a microphone, get a camera. You're good to go, right? So be discerning. Vet the people. Are they actually trained in that area? Are they experts at that particular thing? Another book that I really love, it was actually the first book that my now husband gave me. I say now husband because he was my boyfriend then when he gave it to me. But the first book he ever gave me, I really love books, by the way. So he totally hit my love language with that one. But is The Richest Man in Babylon. And it's a really great parable. Highly recommend the book. But one of the things that the main character in the book talks about, because he's trying to figure out how to become the richest man in Babylon. And a very simple lesson that he learned was when somebody told him, well, when you're getting advice, be sure that you don't get bread advice from the banker and you don't get baking advice. You don't get bread advice from the banker and you don't get banking advice from the baker. It's like, okay, well, duh. Yeah. If I'm going to go to the baker, I'm going to talk to him about baking bread. If I go to the banker, I'm going to talk to him about finances and accounting and money because he's the banker. But how many times do we do that? Where we go to somebody just because they seem really cool or knowledgeable or, yeah, you seem great. And we just ask them about, well, what do you think about this? But they don't necessarily represent the health that we want to have. And yet we're asking them for health advice. Or we go to somebody who we're asking them about mindset and motivation because they made a lot of money, but that might not be their thing. Yes, they have a lot of financial success, but maybe their particular skill set is in that industry and how to create financial success in that industry. But then we're asking them about psychology. That doesn't really make any sense. Now, I know for some of you, you're like, oh no, but I know I'm asking the right people. So what I want to encourage you then when it comes to better perspective and getting more purpose and clarity faster is, are the people that I go to for advice, for counsel, for wisdom, for coaching, for mentorship, truly people that I respect and admire? And some of these people, now I know there's lots of influencers out there, but at least scratch that. 80% of the people that you're getting counseling from, wisdom from, coaching from, advice from needs to be personal relationships to you, not just voices that you hear on social media. Because even right now, right? I know you're watching me on YouTube and I appreciate it. And I hope that this message inspires you, blesses you, encourages you, and gives you some good wisdom and information. But at the same time, unless you have interacted with me, unless you are in my group, unless you are a client, unless you and I have had a conversation, coffee, lunch, or something, you are just getting what I'm giving you, right? There's marketing to this. I'm also communicating a message because, yes, I also have a product to sell. I also have a business that I run. And so part of this is part of that strategy. Now, certainly I'm here to serve you, but this is also part of the business itself. And so I would encourage you, get to know me or get to know the person that you're seeking advice from, get into their groups or, talk to one of the people on their team, get a clarity call, like get to really know them before you just take the advice, quote unquote, blindly, right? Because a lot of people, they are regurgitating things or they're getting stuff off of ChatGPT. All right. Anyway, I'm veering now, but it's because I see so many people getting, and I hate to say it like this, I'm not trying to be like a poo-pooer on the industry, but they get taken advantage of by people who call themselves coaches, or they get taken advantage of by people who say they are an expert. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some incredibly talented coaches, there are some incredibly talented experts, and they are trained professionals at what they do. There's a lot of those as well. So I'm not here to fearmonger, but I just want you to be discerning because I know there are so many voices coming at you. And one of the greatest tools you can um, flex right now is this tool and this gift of discernment. Really discerning, is this the right person? Is this the right voice? Are they valid? Are they trained? Are they educated in this? Are they experienced in this? Is this the person I really want to listen to on that? If so, great. If not, they talk a good game, they got good branding, but I think I want to get better perspective from somebody else who I might actually be able to have a personal interaction with or a personal relationship with. All right. So better perspective from the who. Now the what. So I also mentioned what. So you can get a better perspective from what. What does that mean, Coach K? So you can also shift your perspective through different exercises. So that could be reflection questions, journaling tools, books. But there's going to have to be a new set of questions that you ask yourself in order to get a new perspective. So that's the what. So if the who is, let me talk to somebody, let me work with somebody who is a professional at helping me shift my lenses so I could see this problem, so I could see this vision, so I could see this goal from a totally new perspective. The what is, okay, if I can't talk to somebody or in combination with talking with someone or working with someone, let me start doing the work. Let me do the reflective work, ask the questions that are going to help me look at things from a different angle. Because, we not only have quote unquote bad habits physically, we also have bad thinking habits mentally. So sometimes it's hard to get out of our own heads when it comes to our thinking. We ask the same questions over and over. And even if we try to put on a new lens, it's kind of hard. So that's why getting exercises from those trusted people, or again, you can find a book, a journal, there's tons of resources. I have some as well. So you can always reach out to me if you want to do the work of the what's and get some really deep reflective questions on how to get clarity and purpose. I do have that. So just reach out to me, my team. I think my information is somewhere in the description below, and I'll get you some reflection questions. But you want to start looking at it from a different vantage point. All right. Last piece here, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But now that you have a better perspective, here is the thing about purpose and clarity that I also feel no one is really talking about. We live in a very materialistic, consumeristic society, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can become a bad thing when all of your focus is external for why you do what you do. Meaning, my motivation is to get that car. My motivation is to make that amount of money. My motivation is to have that house in that neighborhood. My motivation is because I want to prove this to those people. Those are all external motivating factors. Do they work? Sometimes. Can they be powerful? Absolutely. Are they long lasting? Rarely. And I say that from a place of experience with people that I have coached who have hit that $1 million mark. They've got that car, they bought the Rolex, they accomplished the thing. And it gave them joy and happiness and a sense of excitement and fun for 30 days, 60 days, maybe 6 months. And then the novelty wears off. And then they're like, okay, now what? What's next? That's usually what I hear. Well, what's next? How come I'm not super happy? I thought once I had 300,000 in the bank account, cash, liquid, I'd feel really secure. Like I'm good, right? And I'm still scared. Now when the account dips to 297,000, I'm freaking out because I got to get it back up to 300,000 K. When before there was zero, there was $3 in the bank account. And I thought getting to this level would make me super happy. And yet I'm not. Now, again, I am not ragging on that and saying, hey, don't go after those big goals. Because for somebody listening right now, you're like, hey, if I had that much cash in my account, it would relieve a lot of problems for me. Sure, I don't doubt that. But what I'm talking about is the deeper reasoning behind it. That it's not about just that. Certainly, we want to get you to a place of security and safety and financial freedom for you and your family. But beyond that, there is something else beneath the surface that you are looking to accomplish. And what it boils down to is identity. Please write that down. And that's what I wanted to talk about here is purpose and clarity are very much rooted in you very clearly knowing who you are and who you are not. So a very simple exercise I want to leave with you today is the same one that I gave to Josh's group. I want you to, on a blank sheet of paper, make a T-chart, just a very simple T-chart. And at the top of that T-chart, you could just put identity or my identity. On the left side at the top, you're going to write who I am. On the right side at the top, you're going to write who I am not. And then I want you to set a timer for 5 minutes. That's it. You don't have to go more than 5 minutes. And on that left side, I want you to write everything you believe you are. I am a man of integrity. I am a man who appreciates freedom. I'm a man who works hard for my family. I am a woman who takes care of her people. I am a woman who stands up for herself and for others. I am a woman who sets very clear boundaries. I'm a woman who knows anything is possible. I am someone who believes that I am a child of God. Whatever that is for you, those very convicting, I know who I am, this is who I am, this is what I believe I am, write that down. And then on the second half of that, so it might be 2.5 minutes in or a minute in, you're going to write on the other side, who am I not? Who do you not want to be? Because that's, you got to be really clear about that too with your identity. This is who I am. If I am all these things, I'm a man of integrity, I'm a woman who takes care of others, I'm a woman who also takes care of myself, then who I am not someone who's going to sacrifice my health just to pursue a financial goal. I am not somebody who's going to lie to get to the top. I'm not somebody who's going to walk over dead bodies so I can accomplish a financial goal. You have to also clearly know who you are not. Now, when you do this identity exercise, after those 5 minutes, I want you to take a look at this list and circle anything on the who I ams that feels so emotionally convicting for you, that feels so energizing for you, because those are the ones that you got to keep in the forefront of your mind. Now, this particular exercise is so vital because once you know your identity, once you know who you are, it will begin to then give you clarity on what you are meant to do, what you are going to do as a man of, as a woman of, as a person of, as a child of, however you fill in those blanks. The main thing there is you got to feel convicted about who you are. And then when you're looking at the other side, I want you to look at those who I am nots and get a little pissed off at it. I know that sounds weird, but I honestly want you to look at it and be like, I don't want to be that person. The truth is you actually might still kind of have some of those habits. Maybe you still make some of those choices that are in the who I am not section. But if it kind of irritates you, that's like, but I'm not that. I don't want to be that anymore. Good. That's also going to give you clarity on what some of those goals need to be. Because if I know, okay, I don't want to be the person who racks up debt. I don't want to be the person who is lazy and procrastinates on my work or my exercises, whatever that is, then that tells you that's goal number 1 for you. This week is all about taking action, whatever that looks like, catching procrastination and then beating it with taking action. That's your goal for the week right there. Because I am not that person. And I'll end with this because this is why all of this works. Please write down. Identity drives behavior. Identity drives behavior. When you are so clear on who you are and who you are not, it will then inform the types of actions that you take. And I see it time and time again when I'm coaching people. And so often when I'm seeing a block, when I'm hearing them suffer and struggle with how to accomplish something, I ask them, well, you've got to first be someone. So who are you in your mind's eye? Do you really believe you are someone who can accomplish this goal? Or is there a part of you that is doubting that and thinks you're not good enough? And what I do often hear is, yeah, I guess I never really thought of it that way. I still see myself as the poor guy, in the hood. Or I still see myself as this trashy person who is uneducated and lives in this particular area. Or you know what? I don't know what it's actually like to make that amount of money. So I'm so afraid I'm going to lose it all. So I guess I say I want it, but part of me is afraid and I never go after it. Until we get to the truth of these old identities, I'm going to call them old because they're not meant to go where you want to go, then we can't set you free. So, my challenge for you this week, my friend, is number one, find your who. Who is going to help you shift that perspective, enhance that perspective on this situation? Because we got to get new lenses on you and we got to get you there faster. All right. There's no sense in you hitting the brick wall over and over and over again for much longer than you already have when someone you respect and admire or is a specialist in that particular area you're looking to become successful in maybe can just give you that shift in perspective, that 2 mm shift that's going to swing a really big door for you. All right. And then the second piece of your homework this week is to do this identity exercise. And then comment below, or you can email me here at coaching@theultimatelife.com. You see it on the screen. Tell me, what are some of the identity pieces that you feel really strong and convicted about? And if you struggle with any of them, like, hey, Coach K, I'm really struggling with this. Any thoughts on this? Feel free. Email me. I can't get to every single email, but I always do my best and I do read them all. And if I can't get to you personally, I will record that and I'll do a live and maybe I can address that more generally. Because I often see a lot of people will have similar struggles. So I'll kind of put it all together here. So subscribe to the channel, obviously, if you want to catch more of these videos. But do these 2 exercises. And I just want you to feel your confidence, your power come back or grow for the first time in pursuing this 10x God-given goal vision that you have. Okay? All right, my friend. Well, I hope this has blessed you. I hope it has been helpful for you. And I just pray that you take the action that God has put in your heart to take and you fulfill that because we need more leaders like you. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to y'all soon. And as always, keep leading from love. Peace.